coupon. We have that in the freezer.
You have ice cream coupon?
You can redeem that with Panera. Whatever. But yeah, if you guys look at that sheet, the discipleship chairs, it's kind of just determining where the people we're meeting at, where they're at spiritually, being able to cater to their needs spiritually, whether it's a new believer or someone who's maybe more of a peer. Just learning how to work with different people at different areas in life. So that's just one of the good tools for discipleship. What's next? There's more in that first section there. Who do we pick?
Anyone God tells you to.
Wrong!
I kind of want to give her this prize.
Okay. Make her clarify her answer.
Clarify your answer.
God can use anyone, leaders or peons. So therefore, you should disciple whoever God tells you to disciple.
Yay!
That's another coupon. What's that a coupon for?
Cup of ice!
Oh, cup of
Way to go! Hey, Jess has an additional thought here.
Jess has an additional thought, everybody.
Yes.
Well, you want to pick people who will actually want to disciple other people to discipling, and they'll want to disciple other people.
Yeah!
Whoa!
You get a hoodie. Hey, if you need a different size, we got different sizes.
Hey,
Go.
that's it.
No.
What is it? What's on it?
We got the ice cream.
Oh.
Jerry, guys, how's that sound?
Cup of ice over here! Throw it. Hey, a cup of ice for Amy! Yeah, Amy!
But yeah, we talked about who to pick. People being humble, people being learners. The way I like it, I like the acronym, I like to disciple people who are fat.
Yeah!
Faithful, available, and teachable. Is this person faithful to meet with me? Are they available? Do our schedules work out? If this person's always calling me last minute and saying, hey, I have to sleep in, or I got sick last night or something, it's just, I don't know if it's worth giving time to. Teachable, people who are teachable will learn from you. Maybe they know more than you, that's okay. But, just having that learner's attitude. That's what the word disciple means anyways, right? Just to be a learner. Okay. Success, how do we measure that? Jason?
They make them disciples.
Yeah, man. What's the word? What's the word? The key word. You're right. It's on our green shirts, you know?
How does it
Mom,
This
thanks.
one's good. So Jess got a sweatshirt. You got a sweaty shirt.
Yeah!
Dude, that's gross.
Oh, dude, man!
Jeremy, you want to tell him how that
Yeah,
happened?
that's a 3 miles yesterday at about 6:30 p.m. Pushing a jogging stroller. Quincy was with me, and I just sweat all over it. So enjoy that. A sweaty shirt. I did. There's some Quincy love there. Congratulations.
Very good. Finally, who's got the key verse for this whole idea? Someone stand up and say it out loud for everybody. Someone name the verse to reference that.
Next prize is my safe version.
What is this? First Thessalonians 6. Maybe you got this. You have it memorized?
Best prize is
We love
coming
you
up.
so much that we delighted to share not only our lives with you. Wait. Dang it!
She pretty much said it.
We want to share our lives with you, but we also want to share the gospel with you because you were so dear to us.
Yeah, switch those around. It says, Paul says, being affectionately desirous of you, we were delighted to share not only the gospel, but our lives as well, because you've become so dear to us. What'd you get?
Do I have to say?
Yeah.
You have to share it with me.
Okay.
Yeah! Happy chow!
Great. what I say. So yeah, last week we also talked about, so we have all these ideas, but then, some people are like, well, practically, how do I do this? How do I do discipleship? Jeremy and Lucas both gave great examples of ways they do it. I just wanted to share a little bit about the experiences I've had. Most of you know, I was involved with the Navigators at KU. This summer, I was in Jacksonville, Florida, with one of their summer training programs. I had done the same thing after my freshman year of college. I got to go back again as a team leader. So pretty much I had 4 guys on my team that I got to disciple all summer. So one of the things was weekly meeting one-on-one with each of them, and that was just really, it was really stretching for myself. It was also really fun to just learn to do it better. So the thing that sticks out to me the most is the chairs tool, because on my team I had a whole range of different type of guys. I had one guy who was a brand new believer. He was actually a fraternity guy from Nebraska, and if I can say it, he was the most fantastic guy I've ever met. He had the boat shoes on when he wasn't on a boat. Sunglass strap, had the collared shirt tucked into his golf shorts. You could spot this guy a mile away. What's that?
Slightly too short for
Yeah. But, yeah, just a very new believer. And so we were always talking about forgiveness, and the idea, it was just always going back to how does God really forgive me, and helping him understand that. Another guy on my team was 24, he was a year older than me. He had been to China, he'd been through the Perspectives mission course. I met this guy, I was like, how am I going to disciple this guy? I have nothing to give him, he seems way more ahead than I am. But even just through getting to know him, it was really good to just talk through stuff like how it's funny to see people like that and understand that, really understand the gospel. People can be seemingly so far along but not understand the centrality of the gospel. It's really to help him turn his up and down Christian faith into more steady, really making the gospel every day. So yeah, just different people in different places, and that was really good for me. The thing that we did most constantly was we would always get into the Word and pray. One time, different schedules. We were working part-time, the guys were all working full-time. So one of them, we could only meet over dinner, so we just had to sit down. We had 45 minutes to talk, and we would just straight up get our food, sit down, open the Bible, and pray, and spend time in the Word. And it was just like that. Another guy, there was much more time. We had a full afternoon off. He didn't have a job, so we were able to go play disc golf. We go to the beach together. We go run errands. So I like the way Jeremy said, just hanging out with people. But I really valued the time to make sure that we were getting in the Word together and learning from the Scriptures together, and also going to the Lord in prayer together. So that's how it's been like for me. I know I also have a failure story of a guy in college that I met with, and I kind of went about it that way of I just want to hang out with this guy, treat him more like a best friend, and that kind of turned into a continual hangout time. We never really got anything done intentionally, and I think that I kind of just slided through that. So not that it was a failure. I'm sure God used me that way anyways, and just different life example stuff like life on life, like 1 Thess 2:8 says. But I've just grown in learning that I want to be intentional about getting in the Word and praying with the people I meet with. So yeah, so in case you guys are interested, we have the church has plenty of these 2 resources. If something like structure to discipleship is something that you maybe struggle with or don't know where to go or what steps to take, personally just simply picking a book of the Bible and going through it together works well. I think they mentioned this last week, but David Hall wrote a book called 1-to-1 Bible Reading, and in the back there's a 12-week study through the book of Mark, and it has 8 weeks through the book of Mark. It has really good questions. This is a great resource to just go through with somebody. It takes no planning. You can get together, read the passage, read the questions, and talk to them about it, or you can plan beforehand. Either way. But we have plenty of these. If you'd like a copy, just talk to Jeremy or Lucas or myself. And then the Disciple Makers Journal. If you guys were here earlier the year at the, I don't remember, Cadre, what's the word?
Cadre, yeah.
Cadre something, like disciple making training. They went through this book, and it's just a booklet that has different lessons that you can go through together. The Together studies, the Follow studies, the Fish studies, and the Multiply studies. So these are just 2 examples of excellent resources. And we have plenty of copies of both of these. So if you'd like one, you can talk to one of the staff. So yeah, that's what I have in Lucas is
That second little. When we were going to start today, Jeremy left around 4 o'clock. He's like, I may not be here tonight. And I was like, oh, I gotta leave. I'm gonna go hang out with Kale, and then we gotta come back. And so like Andy and I are just like marking lists. And so you can see my piece of paper. I'm not really quite sure what I'm supposed to be sharing about right now. I think we're back to the original plan, but it was that plan C at one point. So, the original plan. Right now we're going to talk about inflow versus outflow, and I think that we understand how all that stuff works. If you continue, just picture a lake. You continue just to open up the spillway and empty the lake, but there's no river coming into said lake. Well, first of all, the lake would never have existed, but you know, if the river is dammed up and there's nothing coming in, eventually the lake will go what? Dry. Like Santa Fe Lake is currently dry. Apparently it's not a real lake because it's dry. So, this is what we're talking about today. Inflow versus outflow. I'm just going to let you know. Try to pull this because it's kind of distracting. I don't want it to seem like what I'm saying to you, like what you're doing is bad and what I'm proposing is good. Okay? I don't want it to seem as if type of thing, like I'm trying to tell you how to live your life, and I'm trying to tell you that's not what I'm trying to do. But the reason I'm sharing this type of stuff, this inflow, outflow, is because I think it's very important for your life. And if you want to be ministering, if you want to really just my shirt was up like this. So, I don't want it to seem like that. But, so this is what we're talking about, inflow versus outflow. What do you think the most common reason is that someone decides to themselves, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this inflow, outflow thing. And what do you think the reason is?
Pride.
Pride? That's awesome, actually. I didn't think of that at all. We had another reason.
Okay. Time.
What?
No time.
No time. But we're going with pride because this is the first one because I like it.
16, yeah!
What is it?
It's also puppy chow.
Michelle.
That's what our 2 new puppies.
So, we're going to talk about both of these a little bit. So we have, what is yours, Ken?
Not enough time.
Not enough time, too busy, and pride. Pride. I don't want to share with other people because I feel like I've got it all together. Okay? Raise your hand if you've ever struggled with either, well, don't raise your hand, but I'll raise my hand because I struggle with both. You can if you want to. Who's ever struggled with too busy? No, I. All right, pride. Yeah, right here. So, too busy, pride.
Ken's funny.
One of the things, like today, actually, this is just a time of being too busy. Jeremy and Andy and I decided, hey, we're going to start eating lunch together and we're just going to start hanging out and talking about life and going through this stuff, get a little bit of inflow into our lives as we continue to pour out into students and continue to do this ministry thing here at the church. And I was thinking to myself as we were getting ready to do it, I do not want to do that because I have to do this and I have to do this, and then I know I'm supposed to meet with someone at 3 and at 4, and then I have this discipleship training right here at 6:30, and I'm getting ready. I'm moving to my friend to Chicago on Friday. We're driving up there, unloading the truck, driving back on Saturday. My sermon is not done before Sunday morning. I don't want to meet with you right now, but I didn't say any of that stuff. Well, I should have. So they're hearing this for the very first time. But yet, I walked over to Barnes and was like, all right. I gotta eat, so I might as well eat with someone. But I got over there, and we started talking, and I'm actually far more excited to moved my friend to Chicago. I'm far more excited to plan my sermon, even though it's not nearly as planned as it should be. I'm far more excited to talk to you about this. I'm far more excited to do everything because of that time, just to have some people take care of me for a little while. So, just an example of what's going on. I don't know if any of you have any examples like that in your lives where you didn't really think you had time and then you made time for it, and then it was just like, oh, I'm excited to continue doing ministry. I'm so excited to continue loving my kids. I'm excited to continue going to school and all of those things in between. So, right now, I meet with Rod Coney every morning. Not every morning. Every Monday morning. Every Monday morning, we go there and eat breakfast. It's kind of a sweet gig. He buys me my breakfast all the time. Do you get a discipleship relationship like that? I suggest you take advantage of it. If you have to buy your own breakfast, I suggest you take advantage of it too. But I do that, and this Jeremy, Andy, and I, this is new. Today was the first day that we had decided to do it, but you should be receiving inflow from someone regardless if you're a small group leader or not. If you want to continue doing ministry at any sort of a level, and you just want to continue doing it without anyone pouring into your life, it's not going to happen for very long. That's a fact. Okay? And it may happen for far longer. I mean, it may happen for 10 years, but it will slowly and slowly begin to wear on you, and you will begin to burn out, and you're just going to quit. Okay? At the end, if you sign up to work in middle school from 6th to 8th grade, and you're like, I'm excited, I'm ready to go, and then 8th grade comes around, and you're just like, I quit. I hate this. Because you're burnt out. Whatever day today is in August of 2011, I told you to do this. I'll tell you that. No, I won't. I'm actually very sorry for you. But this inflow outflow stuff is so important. It's going to be will become a prerequisite, a requirement for student ministries. Just letting us know, who do you hang out with? Okay, who do you talk with? Who do you do stuff like this with? And I want to know. And you don't have to tell me the exact time. We're going to meet bi-weekly, or the second Thursday of every month at this time. But let me know who you're hanging out with. Let Jeremy know. Talk with people, meet with people. Spend that time. You'll be far more productive in your ministry and in life. If you are like, I have far too many things to do. I have 14 days right here, but we're going to do it once every 2 weeks. I want to spend that time with my kids. Well, kids, I feel very unqualified to tell you if you have kids, but if you want to spend awesome quality time with your kids, just do that for 13 days and then take one day off and talk about life with someone who is a peer of yours, someone who's your friend, and I guarantee you that the next 13 days will be better for your kids. All right? It will be better for your friends, it will be better for everyone. So, if you weren't doing small group ministry, I would tell you to do this also. It's not just because we're here. I mean, if it was just a bunch of people from the church that were like, well, we're thinking about getting to, doing something, or we're a new Christian, you have someone pouring into your life. If you come out of this inflow-outflow time where you're hanging out with someone, where you're supposed to be being poured into, where you're talking about life, and after you come out of it, you're just like, sweet goodness, I feel horrible now. And this is just constantly happening. You just feel drained from meeting with said person. They may be a great friend, but they just be draining on you for this time. It's okay. Meet with somebody else. Just because you commit to meeting with someone, like, hey, you want to get together like every Friday morning, we'll go do this, we'll hang out, and we'll talk about life, and we'll do this stuff, or some breakfast, or some coffee, or whatever, insert your time there. And it ends up just being a drag, and you dread going there, and you hate it. Stop it. Meet with somebody else. Okay? I mean, it's okay. Just tell that person, hey, I don't think this is working out. Hopefully they're your friend and they'll understand. And maybe they're feeling the exact same way too. And they're like, you're killing me every single time. But I just want to let you know just the importance of this inflow. If you want to be flowing out into others, if you want to be pouring into others, you have to have someone pouring into you. You have to have someone that you're telling, what are you struggling with, what are your successes. Those are just as important, just letting you know. What are you excited about, what are you dreading, this is what's going on, just living life with somebody else, someone that really knows your secrets. So, we have a discussion question time. Think about, you don't have to share this with somebody else. You can if you want to. If you are meeting with someone, that's fine. But if you're thinking to yourself, I don't know who I'm going to meet with, and I have no idea what's going on, then just take this time to brainstorm a little bit. Who are some people that can pour into you? Who are some people that you can do this with? Who are some people that will help you along in this cause? So take a few minutes and just brainstorm that out. Just start writing names down and cross the names off. You can talk amongst yourselves if you want to, or you can just work by yourself. So.
Again, if you said, hey Jeremy, give me a good equation for burnout. I want to burn out. I'd say this. Here's all you have to do. Invest in teenagers and have nobody interested in your life. Care for others and don't let anybody care for you because you're really a good Christian. You don't need anybody to care for you. In a lot of ways, what I expect of us is to be a safe place. I want this to be less of a country club and more like a hospital. And you are, you guys okay?
I was telling them about how you admitted me to the military hospital.
Okay.
So,
very good. Very good. Very good. Mandy is sharing with the group that it's 2 years ago. 2 years ago, she's up in my office and I hope this is okay. She just said, not doing it. And after a little bit of time small talking, it was, she's giving of herself and nobody's investing and pouring into her. And that's, so if you want to sit up and say, hey, I got to quit being a volunteer and burn out, great. Just don't let anybody invest in you. I want this to be less of a country club, more of a hospital, and you guys are kind of like wounded healers. Kind of way. You know what junk's going on in your heart. You're not ignoring it, but thank you, Jesus. You're helping me. You're saving me, and now I can help others. So, I hope you've got a name or two for somebody that can inflow into you. I know a number of you are meeting with folks. I don't want you to have to add another thing to your schedule, so think well about how you can integrate some of what you do. Think well of how you can do that. I know that there's a number of appointments that are going on here. I keep talking about this idea of discipleship triad because I think we get more bang for our buck when we have a couple different guys meet together. And I know there'd be a few. If you said, I want to be in one like that, Jeremy, but I don't know who, let me know and we'll make it happen for you. So, I want to talk about the structure for small group discipleship. Prayer in small group is not a step that you do and move on. It's a culture. And so I want to pray for two reasons. One, to continue to ask the Holy Spirit to move here, and then secondly, to remind us all practically that it's all His work. So would you pray with me? Jesus, you know what we're going to talk about. Pray, Holy Spirit, you would use these ideas, principles to assist us as leaders to equip, empower, and mobilize this small group ministry. In Jesus' name, amen. Structure for small group disciple making. You've heard us talk a lot about disciple making, and some of you may be thinking, I didn't sign up for disciple making, I signed up for small groups. I changed it on you. It's the old bait and switch. Small groups, for how we're discussing it, is really an opportunity to put yourself in this disciple making relationship with students. So we want small groups to be somewhere between 4 and 6. Gals, that's a good number because gals are a little more talkative. Guys, you can get away with 6 to 8 sometimes. But we want small groups to be, get this, small. Because we want you to be able to be authentic and talk at a heart level about what's really going on. And so we want small group leaders to actually do that with students. Now, we've talked a lot about you as a leader with 1 or 2 other students. And I think that happens, but small group is really an opportunity to get many students who are in our ministry to begin the disciple-making process with us. And so, in a way, you as a leader also have, you maybe are meeting with 1 or 2 of your students throughout the year, but but you also have this, you have this small group of people that you're, in essence, discipling. And so we have every Wednesday evening, for our context, high school and middle school, this opportunity where you get to come, and I want you to kind of think, I'm putting on my disciple-making hat when I come to lead a small group. It's a little more difficult to do disciple-making with 6 to 8. It's hard to personalize and quantify some of the things from 6 to 8, but it's certainly possible. But here's how I'm trying to think through maximizing your time. If you would do me a favor, and on your little note page, would you just draw a circle, near the top, draw a circle. And I want you to think about yourself as the small group leader of this group. And go ahead and give your person 2 nice legs. 2 nice legs off that person. 2 lines going down. Okay? Just legs. Just legs. So you're leading a small group. You come here on a Wednesday, and you're like, just use Phil and I for example. We lead the junior guys. Yeah. Okay? And we say, hey, we're trying to create a disciple-making structure here in the junior guys. And what I want is all of the guys somehow being discipled. And so we do this thing on Wednesday nights that is the context for that. But then how are we going to impact all of these students in a very personal way? Well, what I'm thinking is I'm going to ask 1 or 2 of those guys if they would commit to a time with me where I could do kind of follow up with what's going on in our small group and do really intentional disciple making. So the bottom of those 2 little legs, draw another 2 little circles. So it's got 2 legs, 2 little circles. So this represents the 2 guys I'm wanting to meet with. And the prerequisite to meet with a leader, and this isn't concrete, this is just a suggestion for you. Maybe in your schedule you're like, Jeremy, I've got 1 thing a month I can do with a kid. It's okay. Do that and ask that whoever it is you meet with, ask them, I want you to be thinking about who you could be meeting with. And if you draw 2 little legs off those 2 people I'm meeting with, and if in the course of this high school, I'm not saying in the course of 3 weeks, in fact, I don't expect freshmen and sophomores to be doing this. I want juniors to be thinking about it, and hopefully by the time they graduate, seniors are doing it. But in the course of this high school career that we're pouring our lives into people who go, I'm going to pour my lives into people who want to pour their lives into people. And they begin to understand this big idea of disciple making, life on life, with intentionality that you're modeling. And this is occurring at the small group level. So, well, Jeremy, if you want us to be doing disciple making, why don't we even have small groups? Here's what we're trying to do. I'm trying to mobilize and empower you to be shepherds. You guys have all filled out this 2,800-page application. I've done extensive homework on who you are and whether you're a good fit. Some of you have been doing it for decades. How about I get out the way and actually let you be a shepherd? I know they call me the youth pastor. Who's your youth pastor? It's Jeremy Crown. Really, you're the youth pastor for these kids. I can effectively disciple 5 or maybe 10. Jesus, he was God, and he got 12, and 1 didn't like him very well. So, I want you to actually have a handful of people that you go, what are you giving your life to? Well, I volunteer at the church. What are you doing though? Well, at the end of the day, I'd like you to be able to say, I'm pouring my life into a handful of people. That's what I'm doing. It's life on life, and it's small. And, I'm not planning on writing any books. Maybe you're not going to write any books. Nobody, perhaps in 1,000 years, will know who we are. But we're going to make a difference to a few. We're going to make a difference to a few. This is the model that Christ has used this whole time. And so what small groups does for us is it allows me to let you guys be shepherds of people. And that's why I'm doing it with you. I'm wondering I'm wondering if after the juniors become seniors and then they graduate, I don't know if I'm going to just grab another class or if I'm going to sit back as a youth pastor and try to spend a little time with every second semester senior class so I can try to get a little bit of time with all of them. One of the benefits of being with one class is I've been able to pour in and hopefully say, follow me as I follow Jesus, doing the small group thing, but one of the liabilities is I want to have more of an influence on every class instead of a heavy influence on only one. But the heart of this, why are you doing small groups, is say, here are your people. I'll help you, I'll hold your hand, I'll show you everything I know how to do. But at the end of the day, I want to empower you so that if Jeremy gets yanked away from this place, y'all are sitting there going, oh no, what do we do? Jeremy's not here, we have no idea. Yes, you do. You've got a small group. Make disciples. Go get them. You don't need me. You've got the Bible to guide you. And then you just plug in a new cat here and you're ready to go. Besides, Lucas is better at what I do anyway, so it doesn't bother me at all. That's the big picture of what we're doing. So, get this. Graduating senior, they come to a little graduation banquet, and you sat down and said, tell me a little bit about what your ministry looked like here at church. This is what they would say. I've invested in 1 or 2 people during my time here. And maybe I met them at Quaker Haven. Maybe they're a neighbor that we served at ICT. Maybe it's just an underclassman that I connected with because I served during kids' worship at the big house in the morning. Maybe it's a neighbor. Maybe it's just somebody at school that I have been purposely praying for, and I got to share the gospel with them, and they don't even know we're doing disciple making. That's how subtle and undercover this cat is, but they're doing it. And so by the time they graduate, they go to college, and somebody at college goes, hey, we'd like to talk to you about being involved in our campus ministry. And they're like, are you kidding me? I could lead this campus ministry. Disciples will make disciples. Watch out. Ready to rock and roll. What people graduating who know what they're doing for the good of the kingdom of God. Is something funny over there? All right. Lucas is joking. All right. I
Laugh at your church, Jeremy.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I do declare they're fun. I want this to become not something that you just have to sit down and go, oh, hey, let me explain to you how this thing works. I want this in our DNA. So you actually can't have people involved in student ministry at First Free without them living, breathing, and knowing this. What do we do? Disciples make disciples. How do you do that? It's the gospel. Jeremy's going to come talk at chapel. What's he going to talk at chapel? I got to do this today at Trinity. I didn't ask him this, but I'm kind of secretly hoping that eventually, like, you ask Jeremy again? He just comes, he talks about this disciple-making thing and the gospel. It's got going, what he's talking about. I'd like that to be true of us as we create culture here. At your little groups, at your tables, do me a favor. I don't know what small group you're leading at your table. Some of you are just sitting in here and you're getting a lot of good things without knowing what you're going to be teaching in either. But specifically for middle school and high school, if you're a 6th grade small group leader, and that's your plan, I want you to sit at your table and kind of talk about what should we expect from a 6th grade student as we hear this big picture vision. Jeremy told us what he wants when they walk across the stage as a senior, but what would be grade specific and solid expectation for 6th grade if you're a 6th grade leader? If you're a freshman leader, freshman stuff, and just kind of have a little discussion. We'll take a few moments maybe by yourself and go, here's what I'm thinking about for my people. Kind of put your thoughts down. I've got a few bullet points for each grade, and I want to kind of do that. But before I go there, I want to hear what your ideas are. So, what is your small group grade this year? And then what would be some good, what would be a few good checkpoints for you to try to accomplish this year? Go ahead and take some moments in your little group at your table and talk about them. I'll come back in a few minutes and ask. How to be, what do you think 6th grade students, what would be age specific and just a good expectation for 6th graders, and other people can kick in. 6th grade leaders, what did you come up with? Dave, Mary, what do you think? Yeah, I'm looking for feedback. If you jotted any notes down about, I think it'd be good for a 6th grader to.
It'll still depend on their parents, so to try to get them to develop their own faith. So
Okay, developing faith.
That's one of these things.
And it occurs to me as I'm talking about 6th grade, maybe we should start back at seniors. Let me start at seniors again. Seniors graduate from this high school ministry or going to college, and I want seniors graduating with, I know what we do, it's disciple making, I know how to do it, the gospel, and I'm investing in a couple people. That's what I would say. You get it, and you're doing what we're wanting you to do. That's a senior. So seniors, if you're leading the senior group this year, I already got y'all on block. Seniors, would you guys like to add anything to that? We'll go backwards. Senior small group leaders. Who's our senior small group leader? Schultz is our?
I think the basic thing, I think, besides all that, is just that they're needing to exert leadership over, by example and everything, over the other people that are wherever it's at.
Great.
Whether it's at a retreat, whether it's at each meeting here, that they set the example to set the standard of what we expect everybody else to do.
Excellent. So when we go to Challenge 2012, the seniors are like, this is how you act. This is how you do this thing. Excellent. And Audrey, would you like to add anything to this of what your expectations are for these gals as they have a year left here?
Yeah, to be other focused,
It's great.
that it's not about being in youth group for what I'm going to get, but
It's not about being in youth group for what?
for what I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm here to meet the needs of others.
12th graders, others focused, leading by example. That's excellent. I know.
Along with the other things that you said.
Yeah. I know that there are many of you who are good small group leaders. I've probably told you this. Hard pressed to find small group leaders who've invested as well as Paul and Audrey. I just want to affirm you two. Thank you for all you do here. Yeah. I think it's time for I'll give it to Audrey on behalf of just being great small group leaders. This is for you and Paul. There's one for each of you.
That's my leader.
What'd you get?
About having an 18 on.
Okay, we had Dr. Pepper. What's this one? Dr. There's one for each of you.
Are you jealous?
All right. All right, we're moving backwards. Where are the junior small group leaders? 1, 2, 3, 4. Very good. Give me some of your ideas. What do you think? Okay, that's what seniors are doing. What are juniors? What's age appropriate for them? What do you guys think?
One of the things I said was I wanted them to be able to share their testimony comfortably.
Great.
Like it's not some big deal. Be able to share it anytime.
That's great.
And then we were also thinking about putting them together, doing some group activities with younger girls, for them to be comfortable with the girls, and then be able to, find which ones they click with.
Good.
To develop those relationships with younger girls.
Yeah. If you're in grades younger than this, these can start giving you some ideas like, well, if they're going to be able to share their testimony comfortably by juniors, well then, I would guess at some point you've got to figure out what their testimony is. Middle schoolers, I'm just giving you a hint there.
Sunday morning.
Fold it into relationships so they're comfortable knowing here's who I connect with, that's good. Phil, do you have any other thoughts you want to add there?
I think we want them to be able to share the gospel clearly,
Good.
from a good understanding of the gospel. And we also want them to be, I guess we want to see their minds transformed to multiplying this. They may not be quite ready, but we want them to start thinking ahead to, when I'm a senior, how am I going to invest this
Good.
when I get there?
Yes. If by senior year they're in doing discipleship with 2 people, by junior year we need to be talking about doing that for sure, giving them that foundation. Here was a few thoughts for 11th graders. Leverage a couple of the leaders, student leaders, to invest in others. So my heart is encouraging Zach and Jason, hey, who are you going to invest in? Let's talk about names. We've been doing that a little bit. Talk about discipleship chairs. I think that'd be a fine meeting as a junior. Sit down in that little discipleship chair and say, where are you on this map and where are people you're meeting with on this map? Help give input to who they're meeting with and encourage them to take what they learned from you and pass it on to some generic ideas. Okay, 10th grade leaders. Where are my 10th grade leaders? Reynolds, Schatzman, Anna, Leanne. Guys, thoughts that you guys would have for 10th grade specific. How would you guys put us on the map? Ty, also does. Mike, do you have anything?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Just give us your top 30.
We just discussed that the importance of establishing not the hierarchy as you described, but identifying those people that are kind of really running with it or growing out of it.
Good.
And pouring into them.
Good.
Setting the stage, I guess, for them to identify others that they could. So I guess that does lead into this.
It does.
Juniors.
You took that right off my page, man. You're thinking about who are the leaders that I'm going to be primarily investing in for the next couple of years. Spot on. Some other thoughts you guys want to throw into that?
We talked about solidifying their knowledge of truth and being able to say it and then beginning to be able to defend it and then getting them excited about God.
Solidifying what?
The truth of the gospel.
Solidifying, okay. Okay. Some of these are just going to cross every grade. Every grade you got to come back to. Do you know what you believe and why? Where is that? And they get more of that as they continue. Any other thoughts you guys want to kick in?
I think that as sophomores now, they're driving, they're becoming even more independent. I think their faith needs to be their own, and I'm hoping to see with some of the girls that I've kind of identified as being some of the stronger leaders that, I mean, they're the ones that have kind of showed me, which I know Anna and Leanne are gonna get to know them as well too, but that I can start pouring into more individually, because, you know, with having that big group.
Yeah.
And then just seeing where, you know, how far they wanna take it.
Great.
So I'm excited about that.
I love that idea. Let them, well, I'll go as far as you want to go. You want to follow the rabbit trail here.
They're limited as freshmen as far as, you know, they're still being driven by their parents and they're younger and,
I see a big difference, no offense to the dudes, but gals, 10th grade gals and 10th grade dudes, just miles apart often. And so, the Danny Hands is more like a 28-year-old adult mature man in his heart, generally speaking. I just feel, just know this, as you lead this small group of dudes, guys and gals, just know that there's some discrepancy there, and that makes it tricky. I love making faith your own, and some of these, I really think some of those gals in your group, I think it's happening. Some of the guys, senior guys, are still wrestling to make that happen, and so obviously people are all over the board. Great thoughts, 10th graders, 10th grade leaders. 9th grade leaders. Where are my 9th grade leaders? Good. All right. You guys are in the corner for a reason. No, just joking. What are your guys' thoughts for how this thing works? What are your thoughts?
Well, I think it's guys, girls, both guys. There is more things to do as you get into high school. Parents won't be as involved in. So get them to be firm in the faith, stand firm, maybe not to be bold enough to tell everybody, because you're going to be kind of at the bottom of the barrel at your school.
Yeah.
But go by example.
Good.
You know, stand firm.
Good.
You know, when people invite you to go do things you know you shouldn't, just say no.
Good.
Maybe give them a reason, but you don't have to get in their face.
Okay.
You know, but understand, you know, you gotta do what you need to do.
Yeah. It's good. Because you guys are new leaders, my thought was for the first semester, feel permission, you'll get to know your group, praying about who you should invest in, who are these people, hopefully that gets clear. Feel free to ask 8th grade leaders who graduated them into you for some important information. And as we're going through this, some of this occurs to me is just getting us all on the same page of vocabulary. What are we saying here, and what do we mean by those words? So we can say mantras and vision all day long, but if you guys don't get that, and your students don't get it, what's the point? So good stuff, 9th grade leaders. 8th grade leaders? Good. Oh, Lucas is here.
We'll just let him talk.
What are your guys' thoughts, 8th grade leaders?
I guess kind of echoing a little bit of what's been said too, but just making their faith their own, and deepening your relationship with Christ, and just living that out daily with their friends at school, in classes, activities.
That's great. You all know the classic story of the kid who comes here on Sundays and Wednesdays and at school lives a whole different life. So let's just say, just be honest about that, 8th grade students. And I'm not going to be mad at you, but let's just talk about it and bring those things together. Great, let's live it out. Other thoughts you want to kick in, 8th grade leaders?
You guys understand that I'm not going to be there, or we're not going to be their leader next year, so I want them to start developing that relationship within the group as themselves, like with their friends and stuff, be able to talk about life or
I'm afraid of this thing, cult of personality, and I appreciate Josh saying this from the pulpit last week. What I don't want are a bunch of disciples of your personality. And I certainly don't want you acting like me. Goodness gracious, we need no more of that. Ask my wife. What we need are people who love Jesus. And so be sure that you're following Jesus, and that's what you're pointing people to. And what I like about what Lucas says is it's, hey, it's not, I'm going to meet with you the rest of your life, and your relationship with Jesus is really filtering through me. It's, I'm going to help you how to do this, and then I'm out. Because you're going to have to do this on your own. Excellent point. Joe, what do you want to say?
I was just going to say, I wonder if 8th graders are a similar position to seniors, because they're kind of the top dog in the middle school.
Yeah. It's a good thought. Have a lot of influence there as a 13-year-old. You know, the influence on Drew. Drew just came out of that.
Yeah, as an 8th grader, like, I know our 8th grade group, at least last year, was trying to get more involved with bringing in the 6th graders and talking with the 7th graders. And I know they felt like more involved because, like, when we were there and we were kind of younger, it was more segregated. Like, the younger guys were over here or in the corner, and like guys were over here or girls were over there. And then I know as we started getting older, we just like I've noticed like the sophomores started talking more with the guys and girls, and then we learned from them, and then we started talking. So now like I've noticed everyone's more together, I guess you could say.
Definitely like try to get your group together a lot. So it's not just girls, not just boys.
Okay.
Like get them together so they all know each other.
Yeah.
Because you're with them like all your life basically as a child, so you need to get to know each other. There's like some people there's some people in my grade that like I still don't even really know, and I've grown up with them. But,
yeah, there's no excuse.
Try to get to know each other like that. Yeah.
Well, I know that freshman class is in good hands in part because both of you, you're good leaders. Okay, 7th grade leaders. What would you guys like to? What would you guys like to see as 7th grade leaders?
Here we talked about really 3 things. First, helping them better understand what it means to be kind of a Christian man growing up in the world when they're getting conflicting messages, kind of along that same line, creating an environment where they can make themselves vulnerable, share amongst each other, and kind of build those relationships. And then third, look for opportunities for them to kind of engage or participate, be it in some form of leading worship or prayer, or kind of start practicing a little bit of their gifts.
Great. That's fantastic.
To piggyback off of what Drew said, I think too, and listening to my own kids there too, just that taking the older kids with the younger and that mentor but dissocial, I know how encouraging it was for a 9th grade girl to feel included or part of that senior. So even, with the 6th and 8th grade, us as leaders being intentional on that, because it meant the world. It just brought cohesiveness. We're all brothers and sisters. Of course, there's differences because of their stage and age. I think for girls too, we're not going to try to turn them into men, but women.
Thanks for clarifying that. That's getting ready to write you guys up.
Kevin was kind of more on the guy side, but I know Kate and I were talking the other day, and just a lot of them have been raised in the church, so they've got the answers. They've had 6-7 years of answers, and they're really good in that. But 7th grade is that middle in between, and what's your heart like? And are you as already said 8th grade, but what's going on at home or at school? Is it a Sunday, and turning the answers into a heart attitude for Christ.
Good. That's great. Well, if 6th grade leaders do their jobs really well, none of us got to do anything else. You guys just finish the job. No pressure. You guys can get to work on that. Take a vacation. 6th grade students, here's what I wrote down for you guys. Teach students how to be in a small group. I know Lucas, the first year, was in a small group of 6th grade guys. Just teach them how to be in a small group. Okay, no farting. It's just a rule. When I student taught 1st grade, and I remember them just saying, just teach them how to be in a classroom with some of it. I don't want to have the bar too low, but start beginning to help them understand discipleship is investing, listening is relational. Okay, our thought of that is just to kind of start giving you guys some ideas and some hooks to go, okay, what are we trying to do by the end of this year? So I hope that some of your discussion was fruitful. If you want some more of these things that I wrote down, you're welcome to them. We're going to move on to some final thoughts here. This is going to be kind of the crux of the logistics here. Lucas, if you want to go up and walk me through this, you can. Final thoughts. We're doing small group curriculum. Here the first semester, we're going to go through this thing called Relate. That's what we're in the middle of right now. And I just got done talking about sex, and I said the word sex more times last Sunday than I've said it in a year, probably. We had more students here than we've had in a year, too. So go figure. We are going to start small groups, and for the first couple weeks, first week is usually get to know you week, and just kind of low key, just know what's up. Second week, you'll You'll have some time to discuss what came after our panel. On 9/11, we're going to have a panel for high school only. Gals here, guys upstairs, we're going to have some questions regarding purity, temptation, some other things that will come up in our box. So you'll have an opportunity to talk through that as a small group. Next week, the next Sunday, Lucas is teaching on accountability, what we're calling fight clubs. So you'll, as a small group, be able to unpack that. So remember, Christ would talk to the large group. My friend Paul is reminding me. Christ would talk to the large group, and then he'd get to his disciples, and they'd go, "What were you talking about, dude?" And he'd be like, "Well, here, let me explain to you what's going on." So small groups Wednesday can piggyback off of what we're teaching Sunday. They don't have to. If you're saying, "Jeremy, the Relate series is fine for you guys, but I got something awesome," you're welcome to that. Just would you let us know what it is so I can just have a pulse on what you're leading? We have a lot of curriculum options, or if you know that your students need something special, great. If you want to go through a book of the Bible, great. You're welcome to that stuff. What book of the Bible are we going to go through this semester? Did you win that again, Jess? Jess, pick somebody else.
Who hasn't gotten one at all? Andrew the Giant.
Hey!
I don't know if it's good or bad.
I think it's good.
I don't know what it's
They're all good. What are you talking about? You're winning. Hey, we're going through the book of Colossians. What'd you get?
I got a book.
Yeah! Oh, okay, here's what it is. Anything in the resource library that you want, the resource library, resource, anything you want. You want a new Bible? You want a book that'll help you? You want a CD? You want a video? What? Just tell us. We'll get it for you. You have that coupon. Good. Again, as you do small group curriculum, here's the way I'm structuring it. Whatever we do Sunday, I'm going to piggyback that and really try to get to the heart of it Wednesday. So what we talk about Sundays here, I'm going to the heart of it. So when we go to Colossians 1, on my small group, I plan on going to Colossians 1 at a heart level. Because you can only do so much heart stuff with 80 kids in the room. Okay? I think you've got to have the gospel and prayer incorporated in your small group. Somewhere, somehow. If you're not doing the gospel and prayer, what are you doing? What are you doing in your small group? Okay. We're cruising now.
All right, so no, we're moving on. This is success. I was going to ask you what that actually means. Okay, so things. Are you making disciples? What are these people's names? What chair are they in? From the chair handout, where are they at? Pick people, figure out where they are, place them in the chair, move on from there. Right. Do they know the gospel? Are they applying it in their lives? And also, brief rundown: who is discipling you? Who are you meeting with? What is the inflow that's happening in your life?
Just to clarify, at the end of, in May, we're going to ask you guys in a little handout, we're going to say, did you do what you expected that you would be asked to do? Were you successful? And these are the things we're going to ask you. So I'm giving you them all right now so you know exactly how we're going to follow up with you. Okay.
All right. Who are your two people that you're investing in? Who are the two people they're investing in? If you're sixth graders, don't be bothered with that two people they're investing in because they'll probably just do more harm than good. So don't worry about that stuff. If you're sixth graders, if you're seventh graders, just invest in people and just hang out. Middle school is a little different gambit. So who are they investing in? Who are you investing in going from there? What is your small group culture? Are students able to share honestly? Do they feel as if they're able to do that? It's very important in small groups. If they feel that they are not able to do that, well, let's get it going. It's with middle school guys, I just give you guys the permission. It is okay to get on. That is fine. Okay? I've kicked kids out of my small group. I've told them they can't come back next week. Okay? And they come back the week after that. Okay? So I've had conversations with parents. I have this. It's okay to do that. Don't feel like, well, not really the parent. I can't really discipline them. Wrong. You can. It's okay. All right. Bring the hammer sometime. It's fine. Don't do it all the time. I'll teach you. Do students return? Do they come back? The kid that I kicked out for a week, and we talked with his parents, and it was very intense conversation. One with the policeman and all these things. He came back the next week. He was excited to come back. I don't understand why, but loved it. So it's fine. Do they bring their friends? Are they doing these things? So just let you know this is what you got with middle school guys. so you don't have to quit. So what is the small group culture they have? Is it honest? Are kids coming back? Are they bringing their friends? Are they excited to be there? So this is what's going on. Logistics.
Logistics. Got just some common sense small group rules for you. Are these written down right there?
Yeah.
You have them in front of you?
Yes.
Rule 1, don't talk all the time. You're the leader. This is not Oprah. Small group. Common sense rule number 2. Care about people first. People first. Okay, kid comes in bleeding all over the place emotionally because they just found out somebody in their family passed away. Go ahead and put Colossians 1 on the shelf and care for people. Or take Colossians 1 and use it to care for them. That would be extra credit. 3, confidentiality. You guys have a little piece of paper that's a small group covenant. If you all, as a group, decide what's said here stays here, well then honor that. Honor that. Confidentiality.
And if people don't honor confidentiality,
Hammer.
The hammer does.
Metaphoric hammer.
Yeah, don't actually.
If you're going to be absent, please communicate to Mary T. Email Mary T. I'm not going to be there. We would like to filter substitutes. Maybe you know somebody. Tell me now. But day of, I'd like to make sure it's our people. All of you have to go through an application process so that we can have integrity and say, we know all of the adults who are caring for our kids, and that protects you, and that protects the kids. In that common sense small group rule, I want you to remember this safety idea. If you're going to do small discipleship meetings, you and a person shouldn't be meeting in private regularly. I know there are times when you'll be meeting with somebody and it will be in private, a student. Never one guy with one gal meeting for discipleship. That never happens. It's just, sorry, I can't do this. If it's for Jason and I, generally, if we're over at my house, my wife's there. There's sometimes my wife might leave, but that's not normal. That's odd for that to happen. But often it's Jason, Zach, and I is what I'm trying to do. And the babies are there. That's right. Lord knows babies are always there. Here's our heart. We want to protect you and people. You don't. If you're going to meet one-on-one with somebody, meet in a public place. If you're 3 of you, that's fine. If you find yourself, whoops, we're by ourselves and we didn't mean to, just go to somewhere different as a habit. We want to protect you, protect kids, especially as we encourage you to have this small group structure. That's that. 5, ask really good questions that are hard to answer when you lead small groups. 6, know your curriculum. If you're racing in here and you haven't opened the curriculum for the week, I'll give you one of those a semester. You can have one. If you do that second time or more, would you just please have the guts to look at me and go, I don't know why, but I'm not making the time to do this, and I need help, or I need to take a substitute, or whatever you need to do, but please have integrity with that. If you flip open your booklet, you'll see weekly schedule.
So say weekly schedule, I can read that to you, but these are kind of the expected times, the breakdown of what a Wednesday night's going to be. Basically, it's the exact same thing as last year, so nothing crazy there. Next page over is the Wednesday night small group schedule for the year. All right, so that's it's filled out until through December, and then after that we'll go from there. Yeah, good. After that, it says where people are meeting. If you meet in a really cool room like the Chinese ministry closet, like my group, that's awesome. But if you meet in the closet, yeah, I meet in the closet. It's a big closet.
I pretty much kept everyone in the same room.
Yeah, you're somewhere.
So things haven't changed. Your grade level.
Start by B9. So that's where you are. If you're concerned where you're meeting at or who's with who, there it is. If you'd like to know all the details.
If you guys have a problem when you go to that room on your first Wednesday night or second Wednesday night and there's people in there, please
They're from
call me.
Awana. It's okay. They're from our church. You can let them.
But call me and let me know, because we have these rooms reserved for us only. There should be no one else in that room. So call me or come find me. You know what room I'm in. I'm in A6. So come and find me or send a kid to get me, whatever, but we'll try to resolve that situation because we do have these rooms reserved for us. So,
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Just don't be surprised. High school, 2011, 2012, these are all the people that we have. Add people as you go. There's middle school right after that. The very last thing is the small group covenants. This would be an awesome thing to do with your small group on the very first week. And what I did is I meet in the closet, so I guess no one really cares what I do in there, but I just taped them all to the door so they knew where it was. I'm sure you can probably tape things. No, don't. Don't tape things to the wall. Someone will be mad at you. But collect all of these. Collect all of these after the kids sign them. If they don't sign it, well, the hammer. The hammer. The rubber mallet.
Guys, I made copies of that. That is in the back of your folder.
Yeah.
I made copies, so take as many copies as you need for as many kids as you have. And if you need more, let me know, or just make copies from that one.
What we have not done is printed out all of the curriculum for the first semester. Here's why. As we go week to week, when we create a week Sunday morning, the person who teaches, when I teach Colossians 1, I'm also going to create the Colossians small group curriculum. If you don't want to use that, you're using your own thing, bless you again, filter it through us, but you'll be getting the small group curriculum about a week in advance for every week of what we're doing. But you also have the book of Colossians in your Bibles, and you can also look to it to see how to lead a small group. Again, you guys are the shepherds. Cheryl.
Middle school, high school, same version or modify, common sense, just...
It's a week different. It's a week...
No, it's the exact same week.
Check that. It's the exact same week.
So the curriculum guide
will be tweaked by the middle
it'll
school
be
teacher.
tweaked. Yeah, so whoever that may be, me, Dave, Kevin, Kip, Rod. So
I don't want you to feel like you're going to drown with small group curriculum. If you feel like you're drowning, Jeremy, I don't know what we're doing, and I'm so overwhelmed, and I need more from you. Okay, I'm here to help you. But know that I'm going to push you to say, start doing it yourself. You do it. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. I believe in you. You are really good people. So, I'll help you. Don't you be overwhelmed. We have some gifts to give away.
we have some gifts. All right. High school leaders only. Many of you have signed up for this. I am pumped. Teens versus Wild 3. I'm very excited. It's going to have some sort of pig is going to be involved. We're going to eat some things. Yes. So, when is that?
Next week.
Okay, next weekend. What are the days? What? 9, 10, go!
What'd you get?
What is it?
What'd you get?
Or Chris Tomlin.
You got Reese's horse! You drew us a horse, your son! And you got a resource. You got Reese's horse! Yes!
Middle school leaders, when is winter retreat? Middle school leaders, when is winter retreat? You've got emails about this.
In the summer.
Yes. Yes. Close. 10, 11, and 12. Close enough! All right, anyone.
What'd you get, Kata?
Oh, sorry.
I have won a membership in the 52 Club.
That's the most expensive prize we've given away in 2 weeks. Happy 52 Club membership to you.
All right, next thing. What is the name of the retreat? The winter retreat?
Focus.
What? Focus. Good.
What'd you get, Phil? 52 That's fantastic. Taken right out of my Q2 No, I washed them. They were covered in sticky, so I washed them. It's fine. They're good. They're good. Do not put them back in my car. There's hundreds still in there. All right. College ministry leaders. When is Passion?
January 4th, 2012.
If you're wrong, it sounds good.
January 7th.
Yes, that is today. I have no idea.
Oh, wait, she has to give somebody.
Oh, give it to someone else.
Ken! Ken, what'd you get?
$10.
Challenge 2012.
$10. Third week in June.
June and July.
July 1st to the 6th.
No.
You're a student.
Zach! What'd you get, Zach?
$10.
We had much more fun with these prizes than you did. Here's what I hope they communicate. I hope you got a little bit of Audrey Schultz's pun humor in there. She was the queen of these things. We love puns, we love having fun, we love students, we love the way Jesus wants to do ministry. And so our heart is, get in your New Testament and see how he did it. That's what we're trying to emulate here. Be disciples, make disciples through the power of the gospel. May you be transformed as you pour into others. May people pour into you. If you have questions or you need anything from us, we're here to serve you. You are a mobilized force to be reckoned with. I'd like to pray a prayer of blessing over you, if that would be okay. You want to hop while I pray? God, thank you for the opportunity to spend time here. I pray that leaders would be encouraged, would have an understanding of what we're trying to accomplish. And I pray you keep this vision clear. Keep the mission clear. Use us, I pray. God, we thank you for your Son. Allows us to be part of your family. It's in his name we pray. Amen. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Look at the
Oreo
Tower of Goodness.